now get more from our correspondent, Moya Thomas, who is in Abuja. We've also been joined by the head Resources Mobilization and Innovation Action Aid Nigeria, Andrew Mamedu, who is joining us via Skype. Let's begin with you, Moyo. As the world celebrates the Poverty Eradication Day, the federal government, through the Social Investment Office, is talking about progress being made, about impacting over 12 million direct beneficiaries and over 44 million secondary beneficiaries. In your interaction with these people, how exactly has this affected them?
How it has impacted them directly is actually not something that is so visible to see. But from the few that I interviewed and I interacted, they've been able to start small businesses that has afforded them the opportunity to fend for their children, most especially. And you know, the root of poverty is when a woman is not empowered. That multiplies poverty. So as long as these women could at least fend for themselves and have enough to send their children to school, I can say, maybe as a personal opinion, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right now, let's join Andrew. Let's bring Andrew in at this time. There's this staggering statistics that by the year 2030, there might just be about 120 million Nigerians who are poor. Are you concerned about the statistics?
Thank you very much. I think the whole of Nigeria should be concerned about that. It is. You're looking at about 3 country population of Germany that would be poor. For Ghana, you're looking at about 2 plus, or a population of Ghana that would be poor. So imagine a whooping 120 million persons that would probably go to bed for 1 night, 2 nights, some nights without a meal. So imagine 120 million Nigerians that do not know where their next meal will come from. Imagine the security crisis we are having right now in our hands, with us having about 90 million plus poor persons. So with that figure increasing to 120 million, the whole nation should be concerned. The government should be concerned. Nigeria, the private sector should be concerned. Civil society should be concerned. The media should be concerned. We should all be concerned and find how to turn this around.
All right, you are head of Resources Mobilization and Innovation team of Action Aid. You have operated in Nigeria for quite some time now. Based on what you have seen so far, what suggestions do you have for government about tackling this headlong?
Thank you very much. Action Aid has been in Nigeria for by sometime early next year. Will be 20 years in Nigeria, and our major operation is around eradicating poverty. And we believe and we know that poverty can be eradicated. Are there countries that do not have poverty? Yes, we are not saying that poverty is for everyone to have a car. We're just saying absence of poverty is when everyone has access to the basic necessities of life. But the resources we'll have, is it possible for every citizen to have access to the basic necessities of life? The answer is yes. So it's for us to look at appropriation of resources. How do we make sure that the poorest of the poor are supported? How do we make sure that the richest of the rich are taxed, and those taxes are used to pay for the poorest of the poor? Because there are countries world over. There are countries that have escaped issues of poverty. There are countries that are not talking about issues of poverty. They are looking at issues of internet rights, animal rights. Those are the things they are now pursuing. Mm-hmm. But for us, we are looking at basic things around poverty. And clearly, food is a major issue. Clothing, shelter is a major issue. Healthcare services, education, these are major issues that countries are taking for granted. And we know and we believe that if the government is able to tackle issues of corruption, we're able to look at how to expand our economy. We're looking at how to make sure that the social sector is justiciable to the citizen. Because the truth is, if every citizen has access to food, to education, to healthcare, I don't think we would have a problem of so much of the problem of insecurity we have in our hands today. Then finally, is the issue of our population. We cannot run away from it. We cannot afford, the reason why we will be moving from 90 million to 120 million in the next 10 years is because our population will be growing at 3.5, 3.2%, but our GDP is growing at about 2%. So no matter what you do, no matter the magic you try to do, your population would outgrow the growth of your economy. So that means every day more persons will be living in poverty.
All right, and Andrew, let's take some time, Andrew, to bring in our correspondent Moyo, who is in Abuja. Andrew has mentioned quite a number of things aside providing some basic funds to people, to the poorest of the poor, as a social investment program it has been doing in the recent past, also about security and other issues. What have we heard about having a holistic approach to actually tackling the issue of poverty? So we try to tackle this before it brings in something we cannot handle.
Okay, let me go by what some economic experts that I spoke with in the past said, and what the United Nations has described as indicators or strategies to combating poverty. Poor people are actually, by the number of people that can't access education, the number of people that don't have access to health care, people that don't have shelters or homes places to call homes. So if this could be addressed, then we can be saying that we're tackling poverty. And if you look at all these indicators, it is usually problems that are more prominent in the grassroots. So if there's a health center at every community, and there are dedicated or expert medical workers there, then we could, and then children have access to school, then we can say we have started to work on reducing or eradicating poverty in Nigeria.
All right, Mo, your correspondent joined us from Abuja, and Andrew Mamedu, Head Resources Mobilization and Innovation Action in Nigeria. Many thanks for joining us on TVC News at 7.